What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Falcon Crest Season 3, Episode 6. So, we start this episode off. We see Lance is tossing and turning. He can't get a good night's sleep. He is, of course, upset about his mom, who just pled guilty in court to murder. We see him going in her bedroom and looking at pictures of the two of them together, and Melissa follows him in there, and she's like, Lance, gone to go to, Lance is like, Melissa, gone to go to bed. Like, this is me and my mama having a moment. And he ends up shattering the mirror. And he really tried, y'all. He sat on that bed, and he tried to get a tear. You could see that Lorenzo Lamas, the person that played Lance in real life, he was trying to give y'all a tear, but he couldn't make it come down this, but he tried to give us a good tear in that moment, child. So back down to the Gilberti house, we see Maggie and daggone it. We see Maggie and Chase reading the article, and Maggie is all upset about the fact that, you know, she said, do you think that she could actually get the death penalty? And Chase was like, listen, I mean, at this point, child, whatever happens, happens. Like, she said she was guilty. You know, what you supposed to do about it? So, Michael comes through, and Michael lets him know that he'll be moving out of their guest house soon, and he got a real estate agent. And I said, now, how we go from I'm leaving as soon as Chase gets better to, you know, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get me a house. And I feel like sometimes watching these shows that maybe we're missing something. Like maybe they edited some scenes out that they showed originally or something. I don't know. Because sometimes stuff don't be lining up. And I'm watching them back to back to back. But I just don't know how we went from Michael talking about I'm leaving as soon as Chase can walk to now I'm working full time at the hospital investigating other doctors and I'm getting me a house. I don't know. But he lets Chase know that things are really not looking good for Dr. Landry. And he was like, listen, I'm gathering my information, but I really feel like Landry really was in on trying to hurt you. And Chase was like, I don't care what you say, I still think Angela had something to do with it. Because what was his motive? Like, other than, what would his motive be to hurt me? Like, I don't even know that dude. He said, well, we'll just keep, you know, I'm going to keep investigating and I'll keep you posted. So then we see them driving, you know, he told Chase, look, I'll give you a ride to work, you know, so I can finish talking to you. So in the car, he's talking to Chase about the will. He was like, listen, I don't know what's going on with Jacqueline's attorney, but he keeps trying to push me back. And, you know, eventually, you know, I keep calling him. He blowing me off. And he keep, you know, trying to push this back. And it's a problem. Like, it's going to be a real problem. And Chase was like, well, can't you do something about it? Can't you fire him? And he was like, technically, I can. And I will if he keep playing games with me. Like, I don't know what's going on. But we know why he's pushing it back. He's pushing it back because Richard is like, I need more time to try to be friends with Chase, to try to get an inroad with Chase because, you know, I know that that's in Jacqueline's will. You done already gave me that much information. Now, while that's going on, Philip and Angela at Falcon Crest talking. And, of course, Angela is understandably very upset about what's going on, you know, about the fact that her daughter pled guilty. And, of course, she's finding a way to blame Philip. Philip was like, listen, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, I told her, you know, let me handle it. She ain't listening to me. You saw what happened in court. Like, it wasn't on me. And so she ends up getting a phone call, and it pulls her away. So while she got a phone call, he goes through her purse, and he finds the key to her desk. So later on in the episode, we saw him go in her desk, and we saw him take out a contract. And I was like, what is he up to? Baby, he done took the contract that gives Melissa, that Melissa had to sign, that she made Melissa sign and sign over her harvest to Angela for like basically pennies on the barrel. And later on in the episode, he actually confronts Melissa about it, and he says, listen, wouldn't you like to sell your, you know, like he's telling her she need to sell to Richard Channing. And she was like, well, I mean, I can't sell till next year because I already signed the contract for this year's grapes over to Angela. He was like, oh, you mean this contract? And she looks at the contract. She was like, yeah, this is it. Like, what are you doing with it? He was like, oh, don't worry about it. But, you know, I'm just letting you know that if you're worried about the contract, you ain't got to worry about the contract because I done took care of that. And so she was like, well, why are you doing this? And he said, just know that I have an axe to grind with Angela Channing as well. Because remember, Philip ain't never get over the fact that Angela done broke up his relationship, but then won't get with her. It's like, I don't want you, but I don't want nobody else to want you either. So he ain't forgot about that. So later on, we see Melissa meeting up with Richard, her and Lance meeting up with Richard, basically letting Richard know, hey, that contract is null and void. I can sell you my grapes now. And we see Lance flirting with the secretary, and we already know what's going on between Melissa and Richard, child. So we see Melissa meeting up with Richard, and Melissa letting Richard know that she want Julia to get the death penalty, and how it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Like, yeah, we got her to plead, guilty, and she going to jail, but I want her to get the death penalty. Like, I want her eye for eye type situation. And Richard was like, basically, Richard was like, listen, I got what I want out of this. Like, all the rest of that, that's on y'all. Like, I'm leveraging this the way I know how to leverage it. Now you can do what you want to do. Like, that's a lot for me, Emma accepts his job, offer for this little fake job situation. So she accepts it. And one of the things that they realize is that they need a new writer. And Maggie says, well, let's offer the job to Maggie. Like, Maggie would be perfect for it. And Richard was like, you really think Maggie would work for me? Like, I don't know how that's going to blow over. And she was like, I'll talk to her. Like, leave it to me. Like, I'm cool with Maggie. I think Maggie would be perfect. So Emma goes down to talk to Maggie, and of course Maggie is like, I couldn't work for Richard. Like, no, that ain't happening, and not gonna happen. I'm not working with Richard. And she's like, but Maggie, I think that would be great. I think this would be a great job for you. But she was like, listen, I just can't do Richard like that. It's too much past history between our families. I don't know. I just can't do it. Philip is talking to the family and basically letting the family know that Julia case is bad. Like, he talked to the judge. He couldn't get the judge to change his mind about accepting her plea. And basically he said there's really not an option. And Philip was... Lance was like, well, can't we appeal it? And I'm like, I don't think you can appeal when somebody pleads guilty, but I could be wrong. I ain't no lawyer. But Melissa was like, she can't appeal. It's only certain circumstances where she could appeal. And Angela was like, well, what's the circumstances that she could appeal? And she was like, if she get put on death row. And of course that was a real dramatic moment or whatever. So Melissa actually goes down to the jail to visit Julia. And Julia is upset because the reality done set in now that her ass might be going to jail for the rest of her life or be put on death row. And she was like, oh my goodness, I should have let Philip handle it. I should have listened to Philip. And Melissa was like, no, you can't do that because you don't want Angela to be in control. You don't want Angela to control you. No, you did the right thing. No, you did the right thing, girl. And she was like, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. She was like, no, you did the right thing. So, and she tells her, she said, you know what? She said, I don't know if I can live in jail for the rest of my life. And Melissa was like, well, you know what you could do. You could tell the judge you don't want to live at all. Just go ahead and let him give you the death penalty. She said, you think I should go to the judge and tell the judge that I want to die? Melissa was like, I said, Lord, the way she done manipulated this woman, it was ridiculous, okay? Now, Richard has decided that he's figured out a way to try to get close to get Maggie, because he said there'd be a good thing for Maggie to come and work for him because that'll definitely open the door for them to go into their next endeavor. And so he figures out a way. So he writes this great editorial, which basically is painting Julia out to be the victim of, just basically her life, that she was an alcoholic and she had this happen to her and she had that happen to her. And, yeah, she's disturbed, but she didn't really mean any harm, and it, of course, it made everybody be like, oh, that's a kinder, gentler Richard. Oh, he's trying to, and of course it made Maggie say, oh, this is a Richard that I could probably work for. Maybe I could work for him. Of course, Angela ain't happy because Angela was like, don't be putting all my family business out there in them streets. Emma was like, I hate to be the one to tell you, Mom, but our business is already in them streets. They already out there. So, of course, this made Maggie decide that she could actually work for Richard. She goes to Chase about it because, of course, she worried about what Chase going to say. And Chase was like, listen, if you want to work for Richard, work for Richard. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, okay? I believe in you. I support you. Because remember, the last time Chase didn't support her wanting to write, it ended in her almost having an affair and them almost divorcing. So I guess he figured, listen, I'm here for you. Whatever you want to do, got you, boo. I got your back. Now, back down to the hospital, Dr. Landry and Michael get into it. Because Dr. Landry is like, are you investigating me? Like, I heard that you pulling all my old files and stuff. Like, excuse me, but, I hope you're not trying to, like, create no ethics, complaint. Because that's not going to end well for you. And Michael was like, listen, I'm not trying to pull no ethics complaint. I'm just trying to let you know that at the end of the day, I read these files and you're a better doctor than this. You should know better than to have handled Chase's case as bad as you did. And I ain't saying that you purposely did anything wrong, but at the very least, it's neglect. It's some sort of neglect on your part. Like you didn't cross your T's and dot your I's, and it almost cost my cousin his life. So yeah, we got a problem here. And yes, I am going to continue to pursue it until I get to the end of it. So of course, he goes to Angela and he was like, we got a problem. And Angela was like, we ain't got no problem. You got a problem. And he was like, no, we have a problem because if I go down, I'm taking your ass with me. So Angela realizes that she got a little problem she got to handle. So she goes down to the hospital and she talks to the head of the hospital and she pledges all these millions of dollars to build an extra wing onto the hospital, which of course she's going to use as leverage if this case ever comes out or her name ever gets involved in the situation with Chase and that whole Dr. Landry situation. And of course Philip told her, if you had just talked to me, I could have found out a better way to handle this rather than you having to give up millions of dollars to the damn hospital. And she was like, I don't have any intention of giving that hospital all that money. Just understand that it's going to be used as leverage. Like, it ain't even going to happen like that. Okay? Now, on the other hand, Lance is actually showing his tail with his grandmother because he feel like he just got nothing to lose at this point. He's like, listen, you done already cut me out the will. My mom about to be on death row. Like, I don't really have nothing. Like, I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to abide by you anymore. Like, do your worst. Like, you don't have nothing to hold over my head anymore. Now, that's the other thing Melissa told Julia while she was down at the jailhouse visiting her. She told her that Lance basically don't love her no more, that Lance is turned against her, which is another reason why she feel like she don't have nothing to live for. She was like, everything I've ever done has been for Lance. Like, every decision I ever made was for Lance. And if he don't love me no more, then, I really don't have no reason to live. Angela goes to visit Julia in jail. Child, the same old. Julia done got beat up. Somebody done beat her ass up and, and Angela is trying to, understand, why are you making these decisions? Like, why are you making this hard for us to help you? Why are you making this hard for us to support you? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And Julia's like, listen, all you ever did was try to control me and you can't control me anymore. And like, bye. Like, I told you I don't want to see you. I told you I don't want no parts of this, Maggie goes and lets Richard know that she has accepted his job offer. So then she goes and so then Richard calls the lawyer and lets him know, listen, you can go ahead and move forward with the reading of the will. I think I'm good now. I think me and Chase are in a good space. Chase and Michael go down to the hospital and let their suspicions be known about what happened with Dr. Landry and with his case. And of course, the lawyer was like, I mean, the doctor was like, I don't know if I believe that Dr. Landry like intentionally tried to hurt you. And Chase was like, it may not have been intentional, but he clearly overlooked some very obvious and blatant things that could have cost me my life. Like at the end of the day, it could have cost me my life. And like I don't know if it's as innocent as you think it is. Richard and Chase do actually have a conversation where Chase lets Richard know, listen, I see you might be really trying. I got my eye on you. I got my side eye on you. I got my back eye on you. But my wife is working for you now. And I have to believe that you're sincere in what you're trying to do. But just know, I'm going to try to work through this for the sake of my sister and my mother's memory. I mean, my wife and my mother's memory. But just know that I still got my eye on you, Richard. Don't play no games. So we go down to the courthouse. And Angela is testifying about Julia, how, Julia is she's just disturbed. She really is a good person, that she doesn't want to see her daughter be, die and da-da-da-da-da, yada, yada, yada. Philip is trying to convince the judge not to give her the death penalty. Julia stands up and says, listen, I want to speak for myself. And Philip tries to stop her, but the judge is like, we already established this, that she can speak for herself. She can go ahead and say what she needs to say. And Philip was like, so Julia stands up and says, I want to die. Put me to death. Child. Now the judge doesn't put her to death, but the judge does sentence her to life in prison without the possibility of parole. So, I mean, anyway, so that's that. Let me know what y'all think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.